Passengers of flight LA 800 arrived in Auckland on March 11th after a harrowing mid-air incident. More than a dozen ambulances rushed to treat the wounded soon after the plane touched down. The Boeing 787, operated by Latam Airlines, had 263 passengers and 9 crew members on board. The Chilean carrier's flight from Sydney to Auckland experienced what airline officials called a technical event over the Tasman Sea.
A massive jolt happened, and I was awakened, and I looked up to see the gentleman that was sitting next to me on the roof of the plane. I'm looking at him fully outstretched with his back on the roof of the plane. And then he came crashing down to the floor. It was insane. I thought I was dreaming. So anyone that was not in a seatbelt just flew randomly all across the plane.
We dropped and it happened in a split second, and then suddenly all the devices and bags were up near the roof, and then next moment everything was scattered on the ground. It was people scared, screaming, crying, and lots of injuries.
Data from airline tracker FlightAware showed the plane lost altitude about 2 hours into the 3-hour flight.
The plane basically stopped. The best way to describe it is it dropped out of the air instantly. And then it started to tail down, like nose down. And then it just picked up, it just kicked into gear and just took off again. And I was sure it was over. I was like, we're going, like, this is heading down. And then once it stabilized, there was no further turbulence, no nothing. I saw heads, a few neck braces being applied, people being patched up with cuts and bruises. The gentleman beside me suffered some rib injuries. There was clearly some panicking, just like people hyperventilating and panicking. But again, you're only confined to a small part of the plane, so I can't speak for the rest of the plane. But, and I know there was a serious injury at the back because everyone was focused on there. One of the crew was non-functional.
Around 50 people, including 3 members of the cabin crew, were injured. Around 12 passengers were sent to hospital, with at least 1 in serious condition. Jokat said that after the plane landed, the pilot told him the plane's instrument panel went black for 1 or 2 seconds during the drop before coming back on. Investigators have not commented on the cause of the incident, but planes made by U.S. manufacturer Boeing have suffered a series of safety issues in recent years. A near-catastrophic case occurred in January when a fuselage panel on a Boeing 737 MAX 9 jet blew off during an Alaska Airlines flight.